For those of you who know her, you'll be familiar with her voice and her greetings. Ah, PJ, how are you? Thank you. I listen to her voice a lot. It takes a lot of energy to do that, by the way. But that was Evelyn. That is our Abby. I've been asked to share the early years with Evelyn, so where do I begin? I'd like to share her life, her laughter, and her legacy. First of all who knew Evelyn called her Abs or Evie. She was our songbird, always singing and worshiping Jesus. When she first moved to Toronto, we had the joy of hosting her in our home for the first 2 weeks. Every morning she would start her day singing to God. This did not change one bit in the last 10 or more years that I've known Evelyn. She was a worshiper of Jesus and did not hide her faith. She was a true beacon of light and a fighter of all that was good, whether she was fighting for others or fighting for her own life. She was one of the most selfless people I've ever met on this planet. This combination is very rare and truly a special gift to experience. I'm delighted to call her friend. Her life. Evelyn was a woman of many talents, as many of you know. Anyone who spent time with Evs will know that her life was extraordinary in every single way. She lived life to the absolute fullest, literally making the most of every moment, of every opportunity, as the Bible tells us to. Every day was not just another day, but it was an act of faith, a way to love, a way to encourage, an opportunity to connect and inspire just one more person. This was her life daily. Who was Evelyn? Smart. She went to the top university, UP, University of the Philippines. She went to the University of Columbia in New York City. She was a world traveler, adventure seeker, a trail hunter on her weekend outings with her cycling friends, social butterfly, entrepreneur, campus missionary, church planner, generous giver, discipler, leader, lifelong student, award-winning reporter. Did you know that she interviewed Warren Buffett in her rain boots? She called me before her interview because she said no one else was available and everyone else was too intimidated. And she said, PJ, I don't have my rain boots, what should I do? I said, go, interview Warren Buffett. She was an auntie, she was a paddleboarder, a cyclist, a marathon runner, a queen of hospitality, a foodie, a life of the party, dynamic, charismatic, defender and protector of all whom she loved, a shepherd. She was the hands and feet of Christ. She brought the ministry of reconciliation. She was a worship leader, a worshiper, a songbird, a sister, a daughter, and a friend. One of the things that she said that she wished would happen is to have a boyfriend or a husband, to become a mother. She was saying that in her last days, but she said, it's okay. I do not regret that this did not happen. She never stopped having faith in Jesus. She left an amazing legacy. She was a spiritual mother to many. She loved kids, she loved people, like she was their spiritual mother or their aunt. In the early church planting days with Catalyst, which is now Every Nation GTA, pastored by both Pastor Bert and Sheila Thompson, Richard and Chantal Kidger, we had the opportunity and fortune of meeting Evs. I remember meeting her at Tim Hortons by St. Andrew Station where she was working downtown and asked her to be one of our board of directors, one of our leaders. PJ, why are you asking me? But she was very capable, very able, very willing. She was one of our first leaders in our church. She was one of the first leaders to start many life groups, one that still exists today after more than 10 years at Starbucks downtown. She launched the Saturday thing, which Shay will be talking about. Evelyn, thank you for living life so well and teaching us not to take life so seriously. We celebrate your life and know that you are partying in heaven with Jesus. Her laughter, Evelyn's greeting, her smile, her laugh, her encouragement. She never stopped smiling, laughing, and encouraging and lighting up a room wherever she was. She was a life of the party. Her smile and laughter would change the atmosphere because she brought the presence of Christ with her everywhere she went. She was an encourager. She greeted you and made you feel special, like you were the only person on the entire planet. Don't know how she did that. Pretty amazing. I believe she possessed this gift because she practiced the presence of God and was anointed by the Holy Spirit. Everywhere she went, the atmosphere shifted because she brought the presence of God everywhere she went. She was a true example of Christ's love, demonstrated through her faith, actions, deeds, and laughter. She loved life to the fullest. She loved Jesus to the fullest. She lived life to the fullest, and she embraced life to the fullest. She truly delighted in the Lord. This is why I believe in Psalm 37:4, where it says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." That God gave every desire to Evelyn, because the Father knew that Evelyn delighted in him. Like a father would take pleasure in a daughter who absolutely is smitten by the Father's love and in constant adoration and communion. Evelyn, thank you for laughing so well and teaching us not to take life so seriously. We're going to miss her laugh. We're going to miss her greeting. We celebrate your life and know that you're parting in heaven with Jesus. Last but not least is her legacy. Evelyn was an active, vibrant young lady who was always pouring into relationships, whether she was out cycling, paddleboarding, traveling the world, having a latte with friends at Starbucks discussing Jesus, or inviting students into her home on a weekly basis for years. Her commitment was relentless. Her passion was contagious. Her legacy has impacted countless lives, mine included, and I'm sure all of you whom have joined this day have been impacted by her legacy in some significant way. Evelyn raised the flag to church planting and campus ministry. She regularly encouraged me as a church planter and campus missionary. Because of Evelyn, I ended up going to the campus harvest in North Carolina and the Every Nation World Conference in Manila, the Philippines, where there were over 20,000 delegates from all over the world. Evelyn knew everyone. She was a network master, and she used it to glorify God. She introduced me to all her friends, to Vision Cast and recruit missionaries in the Philippines back to Toronto to help our church plant. Speaking about campus ministry and investing into students, which Shay will share in just a moment, Evelyn was one of the first students ever to Every Nation Campus Harvest, a student conference to learn more about Jesus. She prayed that God would send a bus the next year when she was studying at Columbia University in New York City, and God doubled that by sending 2 buses filled with students. That's the kind of faith, persistence, and vision that Evelyn had for church planting and campus missions. I've watched countless friends and family members flood with love, affection, and tears in her last days at Sunnybrook Hospital. Stories of forgiveness, broken relationships restored, friends crying with intimate affection and love. Doctors and nurses were shocked at the overwhelming number of people visiting, video conferencing, singing worship songs. They thought she was a rock star or a celebrity. Who is this in our midst? Even in her subconscious state when we worshiped with her, we had some amazing moments of musical worship with Evelyn. Even with her life slipping away, fighting cancer, and in the midst of extreme pain, she would literally sing with us with her eyes closed in worship, and she knew the words better than us. That's how innate her relationship ran deep with God and worship. Truly inspiring. She deeply loved her earthly father, whom she lost at the young age of 10. Her dad was only 42. She finished well, ministering to her friends on her deathbed, worshiping till her last breath, saying farewells. I witnessed on countless occasions at the hospital while people were crying at her bedside, and they were weeping at her bedside, and she says, "It's okay, I'm not dead yet. I'm still alive." Now she is united to both her earthly father and our heavenly Father. Evelyn, thank you for your life, laughter, and legacy. We celebrate your life knowing that you are parting in heaven with Jesus. We are inspired, encouraged, and most of all reminded of God's love because of how you have modeled a life, laughter, and legacy in Christ. We are challenged even to press deeper into our relationship with Jesus. We know that's what you would have wanted for us. Well done, good and faithful servant. We miss you as this is not goodbye. This is see you later. P.S. I'm pretty certain that when you went to heaven and you first saw Jesus, you were like, "Ah, Jesus!"